Hello and welcome to another stay-at-home day on this Saturday before Easter. We call in English the Saturday Vigil. In Portuguese, we call Sábado de Aleluia. In Spanish, I cannot remember. And it's Vigilia for Polish, right? How do you call it today? I can't say that. She said it, but I can't say it. Right. Anyway, so it is the Saturday Vigil for us, right? Who observe it. And today, there's a very interesting thing in Polish culture in which they take foods to church. So, like, not all the food that you take, like, part of the food that you're going to serve on Easter breakfast, and you put it in this beautiful decorated basket, and you take it to church. They put all the baskets on a huge table, right? And the priest comes and says a few words and blesses the food. And of course, due to the situation right now, we had to do it via internet. So um, I discovered that this radio station, this Polish radio station, and I think it's in New Jersey, is was transmitting the ceremony online. So the priest will be on camera using the Zoom app. I didn't find out about the Zoom app after much later, but thankfully, we had some friends, some neighbors and friends who actually could read Polish, and they accessed the actual streaming, and they put their phones, and we all watched it together via Facebook Messenger. So it was fine, and we put our basket on our table, and we had our food blessed virtually. No holy water, but we did have our food blessed. So that was nice to at least be able to keep this little tradition that I kind of like. This it's not my culture, it's my wife's culture, but I kind of embraced it, and I actually insist that we go every year because I think it's a beautiful thing. I mean, every country has their Paschal traditions. Like in Italy, they have the big Colomba Pascal, the huge cake that they make with fruit inside. It's delicious. I haven't had it in years, uh, and uh, and so we were able to at least preserve this, in all this emergency. So situation, we can actually at least preserve a little bit of normalcy, right? Well, so another thing today I was thinking about this has nothing to do with Easter, but there was this band in Brazil called Secos Molhados, which meant the wet and the cold, which was just it was an old term for grocery store. So the name of the band was grocery store, and they kind of revolutionary in Brazil because they started out in the early '70s. They released their first record, I believe, in 1973, and they were huge and they broke a lot of barriers. For example, they were the first rock band to play in Maracanãzinho. Maracanãzinho is this small, not small, but this sort of an arena where they have shows right next to the big football stadium. And so Maracanã, Maracanãzinho, small Maracanã. And and back in Maracanãzinho, back in the day, you rock bands were not allowed there, period, right? So they were for the first rock band to play there. Also, they were the first band to use like makeup on stage. They even preceded Kiss, by the way, because Kiss started doing the whole makeup thing in late '73. Secos Molhados had their first record out in I think February '73. So they preceded Kiss with the whole face makeup thing. Was something their lead singer, Ney Matogrosso, came up with because he liked to be anonymous. He loved singing, he loved being on stage, but he loved to be able to go to the beach without having to be like accosted by fans. So he always had his face makeup when he was on stage, and he was just a regular guy on the beach. Also, he was the first openly gay artist to appear on stage in Brazil, and this is the '70s when there was a dictatorship cracking down on everything. Um, the band leader that was a guy called João Ricardo. He wrote most of the songs, and he still is. He's still alive. All of the members are still alive, although they broke up a long time ago, and not on speaking terms, by the way. Um, and they were way ahead of their time, and but they lasted a very short time. They only released two records with a classic lineup. Because João Ricardo, if you believe what De Mato Grosso and the other former members say, he got greedy. So he was the band leader, he was the main songwriter. He said, okay, this is my band, you guys are my employees. You get a salary, I get everything else. And De Mato Grosso just say, well, you can get the contract you're trying me to sign and stick it up where the sun don't shine. He actually said that in an interview. So, the band broke up. De Mato Grosso went on to have a stellar career. He still is. He's in his 70s now. I believe he is. He's turning 80 this year. Beautiful, beautiful career. One of the best voices in Brazil. He has a female voice. He doesn't make it up. He doesn't sing in falsetto. It's his actual voice. When he speaks, it sounds like a woman talking. And João Ricardo, he kept on pushing various formations of Secos Molhados, but never had any hits. He had one hit in the late 70s, and that was it. And if you watch interviews with him, he has a stick up his ass. I mean, definitely. He's a brilliant composer, but he definitely has like a giant stick up his ass. He thinks he's like the last Coca-Cola in the desert, which clearly he isn't, because without the arranger and without the singer, his career pretty just stagnated. He became this independent guy when he was one of the biggest rock stars in Brazil ever. So today I'm going to sing you a song called Vira, Vira. And the lyrics don't make much sense, really. It's just about black cats and blue moons and whatever. But it's a fun song. And it's the first time I'm actually playing this. So enjoy. So here we go. O gato preto cruzou a estrada, passou por debaixo da escada, e lá no fundo azul da noite da floresta, a lua iluminou a dança, roda, festa, vira, 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 homem, vira, 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 lobisomem, vira, 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 homem, vira, vira, bailam corujas e pirilampos entre os sacis e as fadas, e lá no fundo azul da noite da floresta, a lua iluminou a dança, roda, festa, vira, 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 homem, vira, 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 lobisomem, vira, 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 homem, vira, vira. Bailam corujas e pirilampos entre os sacis e as fadas, e lá no fundo azul da noite da floresta, a lua iluminou a dança, roda, festa, vira, 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 homem, vira, 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 lobisomem, vira, 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 homem, vira, vira. Secos Molhados. I'll put a couple of links in the below the video so you can see how outrageous they were. And this is 73. I mean, I must have been 5 at the time. I don't know. I only got to really hear them because of my Brazilian cousins who were insane about them. And I love their music to this day. So cheers, happy Easter. See you tomorrow.